CJ kind of teased it. We were able to catch up with Chris Beard on the team bus. We delayed him eating his wings, his post-game celebration wings, as they were busing back to Oxford, Mississippi. Let's hear from Chris Beard now. And now let me welcome onto the Field of 68 After Dark Ole Miss head coach Chris Beard, coming off of his program's first ever road win over a top 5 AP team, a 74-64 win over number 4 Alabama in Tuscaloosa. Chris, I got to imagine this bus ride back to Ole Miss is going to feel pretty good for you.
Yeah, exactly. And the best thing is it is a bus ride, like some of my best memories in basketball are back in the D2 and JUCO days. I actually love the bus ride, especially after a win. Most of our trips are flights and stuff. So one of many things I like about this SEC, chance to get back on the long dog here, and these wings taste a little bit better than normal.
Hey, Chris, I got to ask you about Malik Dear. Did you see this coming? I mean, you're talking about the first 14 games of the year. It was 7-5. And he's been 23-11 the last 3. But, I mean, offensively, the production's there of the double-double. But defensively, your ability to switch him guarding guards on ball screens. Did you see this type of production from him when you recruited him?
Yeah, I really did. It's not coaches speak. I mean, I thought he's one of the best players in the portal. Extremely talented, positionless guy. He's got boxer's feet, can move his feet really well. I'm just proud of him because it doesn't come easy. It's not like you show up in the SEC in your first game. But he just works, man. And, I've said this many times over the years, but I really think he prepares to win and works on his craft as much as we do as coaches. So it's fun coaching guys like this. He's a talented guy. And, so many great stories in college basketball, but he'll make people tell his story at some point.
Yeah, we're trying to do that tonight, Chris. I do want to ask you about your backcourt and some of your guards. It's been a little bit of a rotating cast. There's some injuries, some different changes in the starting lineup. I think you got to give a lot of credit to Sean Padula and Matt Morrell for the way that they've played, but also Juju Murray accepting a role coming off the bench. We've seen Jamin Brakefield this season accept a role coming off the bench at times. Like, what is it about this group that has allowed these guys to kind of buy into the role you're asking them to play?
Well, first of all, give them all the credit. We basically have 7 starters on this team. It's always been our design to have some punch coming off the bench. Like Texas Tech, Brandon Francis was a starter in my mind, but I thought he was one of the best 6-man in college basketball. Jabari Rice at Texas. So it starts with these guys, their hearts. Look, we got a lot of guys that have done a lot of great things individually. All these 7 1,000-point scorers, their box score, it's there. It's not going anywhere. Their grandkids and kids, they can pull it out. They can frame it, put it in the man cave. But the thing all these guys are missing is just the winning experience of making a run in the NCAA tournament. So we're a team, that's got 7 or 8 starters. We got great contributions tonight from everybody. Some really good defensive possessions. We can't have a leading scorer be the same guy every night. So tonight the game opened up a little bit for Dia, but don't get it twisted. There were some special performances the stat sheet won't show.
Chris, you coming from the Big 12, which at one point in time we were talking about how good that league is, and then now you're in the SEC, and my God, I mean, there's not a night off in that league. You're relying on the defensive end of the floor for your group. How did you see this coming along this quickly with this group? Usually it takes time. You've coached some really good defenses. Where did this team rank?
Yeah, that's the thing. We're fighting time more than anything. This group's not going to be together for 2 or 3 years, so we got one shot at this. We started the journey back in the summer talking about our biggest threat was time. You guys tell me I can coach this team for 2 or 3 years. I'll make some pretty bold predictions, but that's not the reality. We get one shot with these guys. Brian Berg on our staff, his favorite song is One Shot by Eminem. So that's kind of the way we got to do it. Urgency is a big word around here. Guys, it's early. It's an 18-round fight in the SEC. But to have 4 wins at this point, we're going in the right direction. Without Mikel Brown. Mikel's one of our best players, most physical guy we have around the basket. So for him to not have contributed these first 4 games because of a concussion, we're doing some good things, obviously.
The least surprising thing in the world is that Brian Berg's favorite song is an Eminem song. I got to tell you.
Yeah, I tell you, Rob, he can actually not only can he karaoke it, he can just sing it dry. Like if you just put the beat on, he doesn't need the lyrics on the TV screen. So, I know we got to keep winning and stuff to be on the show. I get it, what you guys do, but I don't know, maybe Ole Miss can keep winning, and you guys could have Brian Berg on the show to do a live version of Eminem.
Well, I'll tell you what, you got at Mississippi State coming up next, and you got Texas A&M home after that. You guys win those 2 games, and I promise you, we will get Brian Berg on this show, and we will let him rap whatever he wants to rap. That deal?
And that's not really putting yourself out there much, Rob. I mean, we win these next 2 games, and shoot, I might.
You might be rapping with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a deal. I'll take it.
All right, listen, Chris. Congratulations on the win, man. Enjoy. What kind of wings we got on the drive? What kind of wings we got?
So here's the deal with the bus, right? Like, I'm not the guy that's going to go back to the bathroom. So you make decisions based on like the cleanliness of the situation. So I've got dry rub, and I've got some that got sauce all over them. As much as I want the sauce, I'll try to be disciplined and just stick with the dry rub. A lot of things like that. It's almost like back in the D2 days, I'm a corn dog guy. The best corn dogs in the world are concession stands. I want the mustard, but when you're on the bus, you got to have a little discipline and probably not have the mustard, because if the mustard gets on the one D2 polo we had, I'm shot for the trip, right? So tonight it's dry rub. It's not the sauce.
There you go. Always a D2 guy at heart.
All right,
Chris
Coach.
Beard. Congratulations on the win, man. Enjoy that bus ride, and we'll get you back on soon. I promise.
All right, thank you, fellas. See you soon.
Have a good one.
Somehow it always ends up coming back to corn dogs or wings or anything like that anytime you end up talking to Chris Beard. So